Yo, yo, can y'all hear me? Oh, damn, dude, creepy tat. Man, tell him about yourself, man. So, hold on. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get everything to show up on Twitch and all those, channels, but, I don't know, it's giving me, okay, I should show up now. Um, but yeah, dude, it's giving me hell, getting it to work. So, okay, so y'all should be able to see me now, which, could be unfortunate. But, no, dude, this morning, and I'm sitting right here. Here are the current updates on, this creepy tat. This look familiar? Um, I was sitting here chilling. Here's Tagging and Baggett's Leatherhead. We still got another Leatherhead to do, but that's one of them. I'll put him in the center so we can see everything. See what's going on here. And then we got the Krang over here. Yeah, dude, so I'm sitting here this morning having coffee and I'm using like my like page now, which normally I'd look at like normal Facebook and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like scrolling through the like page and it's showing me like different whatever, just showing me different like TMNT groups and stuff like that. And that's when I ran across you. And I saw the tattoo that you had posted in the TMNT group, and I was just like, yeah, right. Um, and so it's just it was just really cool, dude. It was totally didn't wasn't expecting to see it. You know what I mean? Like it was totally left field. So that was like mega awesome. Do you do push pin remarks? Push pin remarks. Oh wow. Oh boy. Man, what a Debbie Downer. What a Debbie Downer just showed up in this group. Oh wow. So I just want to go ahead and apologize everybody about pinning her down. He used to be my old sidekick. He used to be my Alfred. And I don't know, dude, he got a girlfriend and I guess a life or whatever happened here. I'm not, nobody's really sure. Nobody knows. We don't know which state he's in. One day he's working for one company. Next thing you know, he's selling like Clorox wipes or something. Nobody knows. So yeah, so everybody, hey, fucking pin her down, everyone. And then it comes out weird. His last name is Pinner. It sounds very offensive. It's not meant to be. It's like a gamer tag thing, like Pinner's down or something like that. But he's tone deaf. He's tone deaf to society and doesn't realize like how offensive his screen name really is. Yeah, dude. I mean, what? Where did this guy come from? Dude, I've been in like long-term relationships and broken up with them since the last time I talked to you. I've lost pets, family members, like crazy, crazy. But yeah. So anyway, so dude, so I should be streaming on. I gotta go check, but this should be going. Actually, I'm glad you showed up because I kind of want to do cable A. All right, man. I'll see you in about 8 months, or whenever you show up again. I did his logo too. Seriously, when I was sitting here and I saw like, do you do pins, like pinner remarks? I'm like, the first thought I had was like, is that a thing? Like, is that something people do? I'm like, it's so small. Like, is that what somebody would want? So that's funny. Oh, hold up, let me get some. I could use your. I could use your help with some cable A, cable B. But yeah, man, no. So, dude, go look Sherm, go look at my Facebook. Or no, dude, go look at my go look at my Instagram. I shared Creepy Tats. He's doing a tattoo of the SMA #1 cover on somebody right now, and I just ran across it this morning. Well, no, I'm just playing the music in the background at this point. Dude, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I shared it on Facebook and I shared it on Instagram. And I'd go follow Creepy Tat as well. Yeah, like, dude, it might, yeah, it's crazy, man. Dude, it's just crazy when you, I don't know, it's just crazy to see. That's actually not even the first time I've seen somebody get that tat. So it's really wild. When somebody gets, like, your artwork, like, tatted on them. Crazy. So, really, really neat. Let me, I'm doing his whole sleeve of Tim Tim, so we just, crazy, dude. Man, tell him get some more Laddie stuff. San Benito, I have buddies in Brownsville. Okay. I'm confused by the stream. Who's talking? You don't have to use it on Whatnot. That's where Al is from. All right. Okay. Man, Sherm, man, this guy Pinner Down just threw me off today. Completely threw me into left field today, man. It's like running into an ex-girlfriend, like you're out having drinks and like you see her and you haven't seen her in like a long time, and you have like that awkward moment. You know, like you hate them still. You hate them a little bit, but they were like also once your friend. So, but yeah, man. Oh man, I might close this window real quick. What up? What up? Dude, you had me crying the other night. Cause you get all that inconsistent light. Fuck, I've had that moment too. Man, dude, that's a... Sometimes, look, there's a theory that, I don't know if y'all seen this. I'm like a teenage girl on TikTok. But, like, dude, there's a theory, like, you have a relationship with somebody, and they could live, like, dude, I have two girls. Like, I'm in between two of my ex-girlfriends that live, like, down the street. And there's, like, a theory you just never see them again. Like, once you're, like, out of sync... Once y'all are on, like, different paths, you just never run into them again. So, I don't know. Sometimes maybe you do. But, dude, I got two. You know, it's crazy, man. Weird place. Yeah, dude. So, show everybody. And, dude, Sherm, you seen these, or did you leave? But, yeah, these are the remarks that we're up to right now. I think the Leatherhead's coming out cool. Like, he's kind of nice and funky. Rat King looks way cooler in person. Like, I was happy with him. Because Rat King's kind of like a weird character that, I like the Gator. Yeah, dude. And then we got Toxic Crusader. So, I'm trying to do, like, a week turnaround on everything. We got Toxie right here. I'm trying to keep it within that, like, week margin. So, who's the Rat King? Man, I gotta look it up. I have, like, I told y'all last night, could you do that? Do what? I might have missed your comment. Hold up. I want to do a remark of my profile pic. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, email me, man. I mean, I guess. I don't know if this is like a troll or if you're being serious. I'm like running it through my head right now. I'm actually not even running like a moral concern. I'm just kind of like, what would it look like? Like, so would I do a cartoon version of that? Nah, fuck. I know who it is. I can see it. Dude, can you, like, star a comment? Can you, like, pin a comment or something like that and give it, like, a reward? Oh my god, man. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Is that from, like, the real photo? Was there a palm tree on the real photo? Dude, on an SMA. Again, I'm not against it, dude. Like, I don't know if this is a troll or not. Like, it's funny if it is. It's actually hilarious if it is. Oh, dude, I will definitely do a Palm Beach Pete one. What a crazy story that is. Palm Beach Pete just like takes runs with like a gets mistaken for Jeffrey Epstein and then just becomes this whole thing. Like he's out there like partying and stuff. Oh my god. And he's such a weird guy. Like I've seen the videos of it. I don't keep up with much of that stuff, but I watch one channel that like has become like my news almost essentially. And he did a big old thing on Palm Beach Pete, and I was crying laughing because he's like making fun of it the whole time and stuff. So yeah. All right, so we can either go to like Tagging and Baggett's thing, or we can play around with some stuff a little bit too, dude. Also, actually, man, I got a crazy commission, but the guy doesn't want me to share it. Like, he had me make up all kinds of characters and stuff like that. Like, he had me make up characters for... I mean, I guess I can show y'all on here. Here's the original of the April. So I'm probably going to make this a pin. Dude, I want to... JC Bald, I want to pin that comment for, like, every show from now on. Like, out of context as well. But, yeah, dude, I was crying laughing. Man, I got another one for y'all. So, at the tail end of, like, my NECA run, I was doing the... What is the friggin' thing called? Donnie's Lab. So, they wanted me to do Donnie's Lab. And, there was an issue... So actually for this cover, believe it or not, dude, this is not like the real cover. It's essentially the real cover, but it's not. So what ended up happening was, dude, you should change your name to like Palm Beach Pete or like some kind of thing like that. So what happened was like the idea for, let me find it first. Cause there is multiple different ones. Is it that? It might be in here. But so this was for, so when you do these commissions and stuff like that, you, okay, this has got it on there. So when you do these commissions and stuff like that, you have to send it back to IDW. So you come in there with like an idea for these exclusives, and then you got to send it back to like IDW, and then like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like Nickelodeon should just hire people to make the comics. So it's like you have the creative team, then they go to the editors at IDW who are pretty much don't know anything, and then they go to get advice from Nickelodeon. And then it's like this chain of command that you're just communicating back and forth. It's like playing telephone. And when you're doing like exclusive covers, or you're doing like, you know, something like this, like a store exclusive, there's all kinds of like weird rules. You really can't. You're gonna be able to get away with a lot more if you're actually working on the book, you know. But like when you go to these, you got to be really, you're really careful with the characters. You can't go too far. You can't go, you know, this, that, the other thing. And so the idea behind this poster, which like, you know, the whole like point of it was that they were going to be playing. Oh, hold up. Let me get my chat open. Hello, the art is nice. Yeah, dude. Thank you, Corpse. WCUE. So I'm streaming on Whatnot, and then I'm also going over to Twitch and to YouTube. So that's what those chats are at the bottom. I'm just gonna leave them down there, and that way everybody can kind of see these extra chats that are kind of floating around in here. No, I do appreciate it. So that was the idea for this cover. The original idea was that they were all, okay, you can get away with April, the Turtles, Casey, all that kind of other stuff, that's fine. But the other idea was that, like, when Raph opens the pizza box, that's why it says UFO Pizza. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole point, is he was going to be opening it up, and there was going to be a pizza monster inside. That was kind of the mindset behind all this, okay? I was telling a story through the cover. So it's almost like, hey, like all the turtles are chilling. Slash is unplugging Metalhead, so he's gonna be like at lesser power. And then now pizza monsters are popping up all over the place. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's a little pizza monster alien. But Nickelodeon and IDW had a fit over this and said we can't use pizza monsters, which made no sense because they're literally in this book. I might have opened to the right page. Let's see. I'm a page off. So pizza monsters are literally in, you know, I know this because I'm the artist on the book. I know that they're in there. And so it became a big old thing. We had to remove that, and we had to do an edit of it where there were no excuse me, where there were no pizza monsters on the book. And that's the cover you get now. So that's why Raphael is sitting there. Everybody's looking at the box and they're like, whoa, what is going on? Yeah, the NES and everything. Dude, it's funny. I was telling Levine. So Steve Levine was, oh man, we are lost here. I don't know where we're at. I gotta delete all these. These are all from like yesterday. So I was telling Steve Levine, I sent him, I have references for all of these. And I sent them over to Steve Levine, who's like, you know, he was like, yeah, dude, I know what video audio cables look like. I had sent him like the yellow, white, and red ones, and he was just like, yeah, dude, I've seen them before. So after that, you can ask Sherm over here, Pinner Down Sherm. Absolutely need to come up with you need to put Sherm on Whatnot. But you can ask him. I get a little competitive and a little, so I'm actually doing the NECA toy box art for Donatello's Lab. And kind of like a fuck you to Disney and IDW and stuff like that, I decided that when the window opens up, I was going to make Donatello's Lab all pizza monsters. So what I did was I have like a giant pizza monster coming in. So again, this is just for the NECA toy box Donatello's Lab, which is just a box that it's a place to put your figures. And dude, I just put pizza monsters everywhere. All over the cover, there are pizza monsters all over the place. And it was kind of like, it was going to be like, bruh, it was going to be my fuck you to IDW and Nickelodeon for not letting me put one little pizza monster on the exclusive cover and like ruining the whole point of it. You know what I mean? Like ruining the whole, like I'm doing, let me cook. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, let me cook. And, anyway, ended up being a big fight at NECA and they fired me. But in the meantime, I was going for I was going for it. So this is the toy box art. I like Let Me Cook. There's some Zoomer terms I don't like and I can't stand. And there are some that I actually think are funny and I enjoy. Let Me Cook, I feel like, is a good one. I'm in on that. I don't like Deadass. Like, I think that sounds like silly. You know, you're probably the only Zoomer in here. Bet, I don't like Bet. Like, it's just weird. It doesn't, I like Lit. I think Lit's fine. That's just my, you know, I'm 44. That's my 44-year-old opinion. I'm glad Corpse WCUE likes it. If you were to use the actual monster, I believe you could have gotten copyrighted. But again, we use the actual monster in the TMNT book. And I told y'all before, like, there's so many weird things that go on with licensing, and especially with licensing of Ninja Turtles. Dude, it's all over the friggin' place. There are weird things and weird choices and stuff you can do, can't do, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, all that lingo is fucking stupid. I'm 44 also. Dude, it's like, I get that, like, you have, dude, you got, like, it's your generation's gonna have, just call me Corpse too. Corpse it is. Corpse it is. And they probably look at me and they're like, dude, who is this old man, like, blathering about stuff? Why is he messing with our lingo, dude? And I still say different stuff. Send me a, dude. I'm gonna make this one. I'll make this one as a print too. I gotta color it. But y'all have slang too, like G Willikers. Yeah, yup. Like shucks, G Willikers. Yeah, the whole dude. They only sent me one, so I never got a lab. My favorite TMNT character is Raphael. Mine too. If I have to pick, somebody was asking who my favorite villain was yesterday, and I'm still kind of like not positive who that's gonna be. But yeah, like dude, again, like think about it in flow. Like, oh man, let me cook. Okay, well, dude, that makes sense. Or what's the other one? There's another one I use all the time. How you doing, Supermom Angie? God, what is it? I say it all the time too. I'm cooked. Let me cook. Anything with cooked I like. There is another one that I say and I can't. Chopped. I like chopped. I kind of like chopped. I think that one's fun. I don't like bet. I don't like the other two we talked about. God, I can't even remember. Dude, let him cook. I like that one. That's like a fun slang. But if I'm just like, yeah, dead ass, they wouldn't let me put Pizza Monsters in the book. Bet. Like I sound like an idiot. It sounds ridiculous. Yeah, dead ass, I couldn't put a Pizza Monster in there. It just feels forced. It's like a weird forced slang. See, Sherm knows y'all haven't figured it. Some of y'all, like JC Ball, some of y'all are getting it. Sherm knows the buttons to press. He knows like the right trigger to get me to talk for like an hour. Dude, no cap is horrible. Possibly the worst one. I don't know if that or dead ass is worse. No cap. Is this real Zoomer talk? No cap. I can't even, dude. I have too much testosterone to even say this sentence. No cap. That, like, my body is like in pain right now. I gotta say no cap, dude. Dude, wait, Corpse. Are you a Zoomer? How old are you? We're gonna need like all your stats as you enter into the chat with a bunch of straight. We're gonna need your social security. We're gonna need your mailing address, billing address. Hold up, I'm struggling, but I'm gonna get the. Dude, no what? 15. So you say okay? So this is your language then, right? Are you really 15? I'm gonna stop cursing if that's. I don't know. At 15, I can hear curse. I'm gonna stop cursing if you're 15. But this is your slang. Like this is like your world. Okay, so you say, see, this is different now because they're growing up in this. Like this is there's some like local slang I might say and stuff like that because he's in that's what I'm saying. He's in school and so this is his actual like language. I don't know. So when you hear like a boomer like me say I don't like saying dead ass or something like that, what goes through your head? You know what I mean? Like, are you kind of like, oh my god, like this dude sounds like my dad or something? I'm very curious, dude. We're bridging the gap right now. Look, I don't care about selling products on Whatnot. I do care about bridging the gap between Gen Z and my boomer generation, and maybe we can start, dude. Maybe we can negotiate a deal on some of the slang. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. No, I agree. Okay, all right. Dude, what's some like slang? I'll still say off the chain every now and again. That might be like a very I know another person showed in here. Dude, again, like on Whatnot we have two different chats going on. All right, hold up. Lock it in and read it. Okay, this is from Sherm on Whatnot, and this is like his like Zoomer version, and then I'm gonna read the Whatnot chats. Hold up, let me go extra. Let me go extra boomer. Put my reading glasses on. My hair's all wet. No cat, that fit was absolutely bussin'. But the Riz was giving Roman Empire era. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna get banned if I finish this sentence. Like, I don't even know what this means. Delu, and I was low key eating it up. Slay. I'm probably getting flagged on Twitch right now for saying some kind of weird thing. Dude, Sherm is sus, man. He's probably a Fed. So I know what Roman era Empire. I don't even. I'm not totally in on the Roman Empire thing. Hold up. Let's dissect this one. I hated Riz at first. Maybe I'm just used to it now, dude. You got to think about this, Corpse. Dude, we used to, it like in the early 2000s, people were saying like bling bling. That really was going on. Like that was really happening. So I honestly, we might not have that much room to talk. I don't really like Sigma or Slay. Dude, Slay is like, I don't know. That's, if you're a dude saying Slay, you're sus. I have kids that I tattoo and they say, okay, bet. And then I ask them, what are we betting on? See, now you're getting into like dad jokes though. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, that's the kind of stuff like, let me cook. Well, what you making tonight? And then they know. Then they know you're, I like sus, actually, as we're saying it. Lock in, cuz. I don't mind lock in. I feel like lock in's a good one. I feel like we can get away with that one. Yo, I saw you just called. But I figured it was about the stream. Either that or that Batman thing I sent you earlier, which is friggin' awesome. Dude, Corpse, dude, you're cool, dude. You need to stick around. I don't know if you're male or female, but you're cool. And if you have any like legitimate questions, please ask. But Corpse, we need you, dude. We're so lost in like Boomerland. Like I'm shocked that, oh yeah, and dude, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're figuring you out. Okay. Why are you on this stream? I'm totally switching modes now. Why are you on this stream, and do you look at like webtoons and stuff like that? Like, what brings you to like a vintage Ninja Turtle style stream? I'm actually very curious about this. Because I look at webtoons and I have a webtoon that I love that platform. Like I love the way it works. If a grown man talks like a kid, he's spending too much time talking to kids, or his algorithm. My algorithm might be jacked up. Because I look at a lot of TikTok, so I know all these languages. Alright, I gotta catch up on the chat. Lock in, cuz. Bro, they cuss in school. We cussed in school too, but like, now so when I was a kid and I was around adults that like said like really like vulgar like curse words in front of me and stuff like that, I would cry laughing. Like I thought it was the funniest thing in the world because you would never hear that. But now I'm like on the other side of it and I'm like, Tagging and bag it. We got your Leatherhead. Okay, got a bounce, pin her down. Don't introduce me to Palm Beach Pete from earlier. Dude, Palm Beach Pete was cracking me up. That was super funny. I was scrolling through streams. I don't really use Webtoon. All right. Dude, Corpse. Big fan. I appreciate you popping in here. Because you're giving, so are you even looking at, do you even, like, read comics and stuff like that? So what would be the appeal of that? Okay, like what kind of comics? Like what would be like your go-to? Or like your genre or whatever? Because you said you're not looking at like webtoons and stuff. So are you reading manga? Or are you going to like normal like DC and all those kind of shows, you know? DC and all these other platforms. I'm interrogating you right now. Like I'm trying to, I do this whenever I'm at a Comic-Con, I'm the same way. Like I'm very, I've read some DC comics and stuff, okay. But like, I guess that's what I'm asking. It's like, what would be like Are you watching like the movies, the TV shows? Like, and do you go to like Barnes and Nobles? Do you mess around with stuff like that? So like if I'm at a Comic Con, so my name's Tim. I draw Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Jay and Silent Bob back there. God, I don't know, a bunch of stuff. Done stuff for the NBA, all kinds of crazy stuff. It's in the bio. And I'll do conventions occasionally. Not that often, but occasionally I'll do conventions. And when I do those conventions, I kind of like picking people's brains because you can see. Okay, so you watch movies and shows, and so like when it's. But is that going to be more manga, or are you watching like Marvel Universe stuff? Her parents should have told her not to talk to strange men on the internet. Well, now we're doing research. Now it's like, dude, I'm still friends with actually it's a friend of mine is her stepmom, but like there's some Marvel stuff, okay? And you're 15. But you don't go to like a webtoon. So would you like Marvel stuff over manga? Are you watching like My Hero Academia or God, what's the one with all the vampires? Where the little girl's the vampire? Which one is that? I can't think of it. Like the little boy's sister becomes a vampire or whatever and he's got to like go and hunt him down. What is that called? Okay, you're not really into manga, but you're into the Marvel stuff. All right. Interesting. Demon Slayer, right, Demon Slayer. Jeez, dude. Right, they're not vampires, they're demons. Well, I don't know, aren't they vampires? Like, I feel like they put the little thing in their mouth so you can't bite people. And I watch, like, some of it. Okay. Dude, I'm exposing myself as a boomer so bad right now. What's that little show y'all watch? What's the little show you watch with the little characters, the vampires that run around? Okay. But no, there's a woman, and her stepdaughter, she, like, anytime I see her at a convention, I'm picking her brain. I'm trying to see, like, what they're reading. And you can see when you're at it, do you go to Comic-Cons? Have you ever been to one? I know some of the characters' names of Demon Slayer. It's like, I remember the girl's name, the little girl that he carries around in the coffin. But, like, you'll see the, like, you'll see the demographics. So a lot of times when you're at a convention or something like that, you'll be sitting there and there might be like a lull in the day. Like you'll have like your moments where a lot of, yeah, Nezuko, I like that name. Yeah, I like Nezuko. Like she's one of my favorites because she's like half dead all the time and then like when it goes down. Dude, they had an awesome episode where the guy had like it was like bouncy balls, but like when he threw them, they had to like, man, it was crazy. When they get into the fight scenes, it's awesome. And the one guy with the boar head, yeah. No, it's awesome. Damn, that Space April is so fire. I showed my dude at work, and he's like, dude, I gotta have it. I have it set up on my desktop right now, and I just haven't, it's out of proportion. So if I go to make it into an 11 by 17 print, it's going to be a little bit like out of scale. So I'm trying to get it in scale is what I'm trying to do. That's kind of my game plan. And I'm probably gonna put like Space Mutants or something like that on there, like some kind of thing. So I was looking at it earlier today, and dude, the details on these guys are crazy. Like I went for it. I'm very serious about making sure every little detail is like right on point, even to the pizza and his little like NASA flight suit thing or whatever. I'm trying to get it in frame. And that one guy with the boar head. So to finish the story, a lot of times you'll be, so for Corpse, a lot of times you'll be sitting at like a show at like these conventions, and you'll have like a lull. And for me personally, I enjoy people watching. I like kind of seeing, dude, you can learn a lot. And especially if this is your career, like this is my job. I want to know where the trends are going. I kind of want to see where things are going and whatever. And Actually, I have a book. If you follow on Twitch, I have a book. I'll send you the webtoon too. But what I see mostly is going to be people my age, and they're going to be the collector crowd that's going through like right here on the Whatnot. Like that's all like a little more in my age range. They grew up with this stuff. They have that nostalgia factor, and they're like trying to recapture their childhood. Dude, Creepy Tat, the guy that's getting the tattoo, I'm sure he enjoys the art, but there's something else going on there. Like, he wants a whole Ninja Turtle sleeve because it's reminding him of that happier time. And at one point in time, Corpse, you're going to have that moment too, where you're going to be like, man, I used to love watching this, or I might get a Nezuko tattoo or something like that. That's 100% what it is. You're looking for that simpler time. And you're at a very interesting age right now at 15, because you're kind of hitting that high school, you're going to be headed to college or like a job or whatever. So you're in like a very unique spot too. But those earlier days when like you didn't have all that other kind of stuff going in, bills, family life, whatever, for most people, and they also like resonate with those characters. Those characters becomes like friends for them. They're almost like extended family. And that's why people get so passionate about these characters as well, because that original incarnation of the character, dude, that means that's a part of you. That's a part of your, I don't know, I guess your story, your journey, whatever. So that's why you see all these nerds getting riled up about all this kind of stuff. Dead ass. That's what it really is. When you hit mid-30s, it's crazy. You start wanting your childhood back. I don't know. I remember like 15 and 14 being like kind of weird, because you're also going through that like weird kind of, I wouldn't get a tattoo at a young age of a character, because then dude, please don't get a tattoo. Not at 15. Wait until like, if that's something you choose to do, definitely don't make that. There's tattoos I would have got, and Creepy Tat may disagree, but man, there was stuff I wanted to get around that age and even into like early college that I'm very glad I didn't in hindsight. I would have covered them up by now. I wanted to get, true story, and I don't know if Czar's in here or not. So I live in Louisiana. I'm right outside of New Orleans. I'd get a tattoo in like 2022. We'll come back and we'll talk about this in about 7 years, and we'll check back in and we'll check back in and see if you're gonna get a Demon Slayer tattoo or not. But that's how this started. So I met Creepy Tat this morning. He's in the Whatnot stream and he's on my Instagram. And somebody's getting a tattoo of the Ninja Turtle cover I did. This Ninja Turtle cover right here. So that's me, Tim Laddie. And so somebody's getting that tattoo on their shoulder. He's the tattoo artist. And so it's kind of interesting, like, what resonates with that person. And so, back to the point, I don't blame them for what? For getting the tattoo? Dude, that's not even the first one. I've seen somebody else get that exact one. This is gonna end up being like my Van Halen pose. Like, Levine has the Van Halen pose with the turtles, where they're like, one's coming out the manhole cover and they're all standing there. Look. And this is like interesting stuff too. So like, it's like being in a championship game or something like that. And I've heard Michael Jordan talk about this. I'll be here every stream. I hope you are. Go follow me on Instagram, Corpse, please. Team Laddie. No, look, you're braver than me. Because if I went into a stream, I wouldn't be chatting. Like, dude, I would lurk forever. There's channels I watch on YouTube, and I rarely like comment. So you're much more brave than me. These goofballs and whatnot, they don't shut up. But yeah, I would sit there. I'd be sitting there lurking, like debating, like what to say. Which is funny because I'm not like really like a shy person necessarily. But like, yeah, I get like that. There's some channels I watch, and I won't. Oh man, but the channel I'm talking about, the guy roasts everybody, like, so he'll smoke you if you say a dumb comment. which is actually really funny when it happens. But anyway, back to it. And we're holding off on tattoo. You got to be 2022 before you get a tattoo. Before we've already established that one. You can join the military. You can go fight a war, but you got to hold off on your Demon Slayer tattoo. If you get a TMNT tattoo, that's a whole nother story. We might be able to move the date up a little bit on that one. If you go see Creepy Tat. I'm like kind of shy at school, but online I'm very active and socially active. That makes sense. So we're like the reverse then. I was like that, believe it or not. To tell you the truth, and I guess it depends on socially. Like sometimes I still might get like that, like depending on the environment. I don't know. I feel like that's almost normal, to be honest. Like I feel like that's probably pretty normal. Maybe not at school. Like at school, but you just started high school, so you're probably seeing all new people. I was getting in trouble a lot. I would get detention a lot. I liked making jokes in class. This is not like advice, or I'm not saying to do this, but I would do dumb stuff in class to make everybody laugh, and then it wasn't like bad. It was more like Dennis the Menace type stuff, or like kind of like fun, mischievous. And then, like, even the teachers might laugh, but then they still have to, like, give you punish work, or they still have to send you to detention. You know what I mean? Like, and it's kind of like just, wait, what does that mean? Shitting the stick. Is that new Zoomer slang? I don't understand. Dude, I loved it. To be honest with you, I liked hearing my name getting called after school on detention. Like they would do that at the high school I went to. They would read everybody's name. What's it mean? Is that like when you get trouble at school? I'm just reading both chats, so I'm talking to both of y'all. To fuck around, it's called shitting the stick. Okay. Nah, dude. So every day after school, if you had detention, they would read your name in the morning and then in the evening. I used to love it. I used to love hearing my name on the intercom. I hated detention. And dude, all I did was drawing class anyway. So it's just one of them things. But yeah, so let's see what other TMNT stuff can we look at. But no, to corpse again. When you're at those shows, you can see the change, and it's going to be people your age, and they're going to be all dressed like manga characters. And dude, if y'all in this chat, next time you go to a convention, watch. Obviously there's going to be a huge swash of different people, but man, the bulk of what you're going to see that tween girl, 15, whatever, that kind of age area. And there a lot of them are going to be in that manga and anime outfits and stuff like that. They're going to be going around. And then you're going to see like middle-aged people going around and getting that nostalgia hit. And those are your two big ones. And you see them at every different show. And it's almost like red ants and black ants. Like they're the same thing, but they're just a little bit different. I was at a show recently, and I'm walking around, and I'm looking at like Police Academy. I was buying. That's where I bought these. I got these random buy. I went and got Alvin and Simon these Burger King things. Like that was the thing I bought at the convention because I had them as a kid. And then I'm looking at that kind of stuff. And then there was like a middle aisle at the show, and the middle aisle was all like Pokemon people, and it was all like the anime people and stuff like that. It was crazy, and it was like walking into it was like being in like a time warp. Like you go into that little like aisle. And it was a different crowd, different setups, the booths, they were different. Everything was different about it. I don't know when people find a joke so funny, they say random stuff like I'm shitting bricks. I feel like Gojo is overrated. Wait, what is Gojo? Dude, shitting bricks, like, dude, we're trading slang today. Corpse. I'm throwing out dead ass and you're saying shitting bricks. Who knows where that one came from? That's before us. That's That's like that's boomer generation right there. I'm taking a wild guess. Let's find some more TMNT. A character. Oh, it's an anime? Alright. Here's another one for y'all. So, and I only had 2 days to do this. I had to knock this one out like super fast. So this is the box art for, this is the box art for, the NECA, man, I can't even think of it. The Sewer Layer. So this is the Sewer Layer box art. And man, I had like no time to do it. It was like 2 days. The guy was like, do you want to get paid? I was like, absolutely, because it was a nice payday. So it was a lot of money to make in like 2 days. But what I originally had planned, or what I originally wanted to do, and I still kind of want to do it, it was, look, whenever this thing finally opens up. So this is what I'm saying about the TMNT cover and stuff like that. You're gonna have these moments in life, whether you're whatever age you are and stuff like that. You're gonna have like those moments, and you gotta almost like be ready, dude. I would be curious about this, Creepy Tat. Do you ever get intimidated on like a tattoo you're doing? Because I always thought that was like really crazy. Is that like man, there's no erasers on a tattoo. I mean, maybe there's like little tricks and stuff you can do, but that's like super fascinating to me. But like with this Ninja Turtle book for Saturday Morning Adventures, I had years of like building up to that. You know what I mean? So like I had gone through this it's pressure. You know everybody's gonna see it. You know everybody's going to be looking at it. So you know it's like it's a thing, especially when you're doing a #1 and when you're dealing with an iconic franchise like Ninja Turtles. So dude, it's a moment. Just got to study the image. Okay. All right. That could be what it is though. That makes sense. Because you know what you're working on. But like something like this, let me get it in frame. I'm not screwing everything up. I don't know, dude. Like that's a moment for me. This is legitimately like a career moment, and I don't know. I kind of like that. It's kind of like you're getting the ball at the end of the game or something. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing, and so you gotta be ready for it. And if I had gotten it earlier in life, I might not have been. You know, so there's an aspect of that going on here too. So when like that NECA toy box art comes in. And they're like, hey, you only have 2 days to knock it out. Let's go. You know what I mean? I've done this enough times now. Like, let's go. Like, I don't think it came out as good as I wanted it to, but you also got to deal with, like, the constraints of how much time you have to even do it. That said, let's open this up. My original pitch for it was way more complicated, if I can get this thing to spread out enough. Dude, I wanted to take... So, wait, let's see what y'all are saying. Busy, been slacking, so now trying to knock a lot of paperwork out today, but still here. I feel you, I'm trying to work and listen to. Well, hopefully I can keep y'all entertained for a little bit, or bother y'all. And that's why I kind of like this 3 to 5 spot, because it kind of like fills in that time when people are like working or whatever. But dude, so the toy box is basically like a big an open box, and my game plan, and then there's like another layer that would go on top of it. There's like a street scene diorama where it's like buildings and stuff. And so I wanted this to be like a thank you to the fans these are very expensive figures. You know, you're looking at $40, $50 a figure. And so I wanted it to be like kind of like a thank you, and like, man, also you have a giant box to work on. You know, like it's a giant friggin' box. I mean, dude, I have it over there. It's this big. You probably can't even see. It's bigger than my arms. I'm trying to get on screen where you can even see, but it's big. And so I was like, dude, let's use that canvas and do something like really crazy with it. Let's do something over the top. Let's do something like massive. I have to go soon, but I'll be back. I appreciate you popping in, Corpse. No, you've been fun. Like you're my favorite now. These other goofs. No, I appreciate that. I am. I like hearing. Dude, the number one demographic I heard this years ago that like everybody is after is like your age range. That's a market they never could. This is a few years back, but that was a market they could never figure out. And I actually have a book that I do. So this is my creator-owned book, and it's called Time Kids. And what's funny is that so I'll do the pitch real quick. So it's the story of 3 kids that are taken aboard a flying saucer. And when they're on there, the saucer kind of morphs around them and puts them in these suits that make them look like little green men. So like they kind of look like aliens and stuff like that. But the saucer is actually a time machine, and it takes them back in time where they crash land in Roswell in 1947. So they're the Roswell aliens. But from there, it's their journey throughout time, kind of dealing with history's mysteries. Like they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky. One of them falls in love with Anne Frank. Another gets a Yeti as a pet. And this is my creator-owned book, and I wanted it to be like Goonies or Monster Squad or something like that. And what ended up happening, there's the Yeti, and there's the little girl Leslie. What ended up happening is at these shows, when we were doing the shows, I would do that pitch, and it was gonna be like younger, it was gonna be tween girls that were buying the book. And we started to realize, like, I was kind of doing it for, again, like fans of like Goonies or Flight of the Navigator, like that kind of age gap, and it ended up going to a whole different demographic. So it's always interesting to me, is what I'm saying. And I feel like over the years, for whatever reason, I don't know. I guess you can't plan it or pick it, but that's the appeal. Usually goes this way. Or it's very interesting. I never could figure it out, because it even has the. Have y'all ever seen Monster Squad? All right, it was great seeing you. I really do appreciate it, Corpse. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember Monster Squad and stuff? Shit, I'm here at work, just sitting here at the studio in my office. Because I had these whole scene. Wolfman's got not, bruh. So I had like entire scenes that were based off of Monster Squad. Like in the beginning when they're sitting on the rooftop and the kid's talking to his dad and they're watching, they could see the drive-in theater in the background and he brings them like Burger King and stuff. Like that was an homage to that scene. Only like with this dad and the daughter and everything. So, dude, it was just weird, man. It was just weird how it kind of like played out. Hold up, let me fill my coffee up. 2 seconds. No, as soon as I found out there was like a high school kid in here, I was like, man, I don't want to curse or say crazy stuff. Once I moved over to Whatnot, I was just like, all right, dude, this is all gonna be like adult men now, so you know, whatever. But dude, like Creepy Tat was saying, when dude, I loved it when like I'd run into like, I don't know, adults like saying crazy stuff. I could not stop laughing. It would be the funniest thing in the world. Dude, I go for that afternoon cup. I go through 3 a day. Like on schedule, man. Like 2:33. Coffee is good anytime. This is kind of the tail end for me. I mean, dude, I'm also one of those people, like I probably really do have ADHD, because I'll drink coffee and then like go to bed. Like I could drink this and then like take a nap. Ah, crazy. I used to, man, years and years ago, I used to do those little frappuccinos. Dude, I could drink. I wish they'd make like a decaf version. Them little Starbucks frappuccino things, they're so good. Like I could just drink those like it's water. And then yeah, I ended up falling in love with it. Um, and my buddy quit, and dude, that's all I did. This is like the same time period. I would get those at they were like $3 back in the day. Have a couple cigarettes, drink a couple of those, be good to go. But anyway, to finish this story, so this was gonna be the box art for the NECA street scene diorama, or not the street scene, but the sewer layer. So it's basically the same one, but then the top of it was going to be like Mondo Gecko, Usagi Yojimbo, Metalhead, Chrome Dome. Like, dude, it was just going to be like every character I could get my hands on just floating around in this crazy, like, wild out there scene. That was kind of like the game plan. And it was just, you're not doing that in 2 days. Like, this is something I kind of want to go back and do, because I'd like to redo it. I'd like to redo the bottom half and just kind of hit the look I was really going for. Like, it's not end of the world, but yeah, I would love to redo it. Plus, it has this fisheye lens kind of warped perspective, and man, you could just pack in. I might do it as like a poster one day. Like, just do it as like this crazy bonkers poster. Did you do Donnie's portable generator box? No, I didn't. And I did Slash, Turtle Van. I did a bunch of like stuff you never see. Let's see. I don't know if they're gonna come out with these. Here's another one. This one's pretty much done. So they were, like I told y'all, like they were doing more expanded universe or what things would look like. Do you really? So here, you want some inside baseball? Let me turn off the thing because I'm gonna make a clip out of this. Now that I know I'm going to, now that I know I'm streaming to the friggin', what you call it, Twitch and YouTube, because I couldn't clip the other episodes. I couldn't clip them. So, because Whatnot doesn't save it. So now I can go back to Twitch or something like that and save it. Here's the shredder that never came out. So this was supposed to be the shredder that just came out. So I'd already done the box art for it and everything. And so my idea was this. This was, I might have to get a couple of them open. Here's Slash. And that was even debatable, is making like little mini Bebop and Rocksteady to go in there. Alright, so we got the Slash box art. I'm gonna show y'all how my brain works, and this is how, like, this is how I conceptualize things. This is the Turtle Van. And I think those are our three that we could, like, work with here. Alright. So this is the NECA Turtle Van box art. And so what's going on is that, like, through these different NECA boxes, and I would do it with some of the other stuff too, I would do it in the comics, I wanted to, like, also tell a story. So that the boxes, in essence, would become, like, their own, like, they'd almost be like panels. And you could see a story through the different box art. And so, like, on this one, we have, let's see. We have Krang in the background, like, attacking the turtles. I don't know why it's being weird with me. So we have Krang in the background. He's in the reflection of the mirror. And so you can see the Technodrome in the background, too. So obviously the Technodrome is showing up, and, like, the turtles have to get in the turtle van and get out there and go, no, these are the only ones. Okay, let's see. And then in the Shredder one, it's the same thing. So you have the Technodrome in the city at the bottom, and then now you have the turtles in front of the Channel 6 building, and they're running towards the Technodrome. So it's like we've moved a step in advance in the story now. So Shredder is in the Technodrome. The Technodrome is still in Manhattan, going through the city. The Turtles have exited, and now they're moving towards the fight. And then when we get to the Slash one, the same thing is going on, only now, like Slash is in a pet shop, the Technodrome is still in the background, like creating chaos. And then we have Shredder and Krang down here. Let's see if we can get them in view. We have Shredder and Krang down here. I guess they're going recruit Slash, or maybe now their henchmen have turned, maybe the Turtles have defeated Krang's body and now he's in this little suit. And the Turtles have to go like whatever. So I don't know, it's just fun. But these are all just like in my head. These are all like whatever I'm thinking about at the time. But that's just... No, I never did the Pizza Club Turtles though. No, it was those like 3 or 4, and then a lot of them, like I said, that the whatever never got seen, so you don't even see that one. Or they weren't used. That's what I meant to say. They were never used, so you don't see those. Even though it did cool, like I was really happy. I was really happy with this, like this little kind of like add-in moment down there. Let me see what other NECA we have. So here's the thumbnails for the Slash. So the concept was there the whole time. He was in a pet shop, like no matter what. And it was just different, different variations of that. Like whatever one was gonna pop, but it was always gonna be Bebop and Rocksteady were now the pets, because it was Bebop's pet Slash. It was his pet turtle. So the whole idea was now they're his pet. Like the tables have turned, and now they're trying to get their binky and get out of the bowl and all that kind of stuff. So. Alright, I'm putting the wall unit back on. It's hot. It got hot in Louisiana today, kids. Summer is here. Summer is officially here. Let me get all these things out of here. I do want to do this one day. I do want to finish this one. That's where you at in South Texas? Alright. Yeah. Y'all are, I didn't realize this, but Houston's lower than us. Like Houston, Galveston, all that kind of stuff. Like y'all are closer to the equator, but no, it's comparable. We have like some funky humidity down here. It was nasty today, and I'm about to cut the grass too. That's my game plan. Oh, crazy, dude. Man, the hottest place I've ever been, and I've said this before. So again, this book is about like Roswell aliens and kids that get mistaken for Roswell aliens. And so for the 70th anniversary of the Roswell crash, I did it was a festival in Roswell, New Mexico. And let me see. And dude, I was like, oh, whatever, man. I'm from Louisiana. Like, I don't care. I don't care about the heat or whatever. And man, dude, that was one of the hottest places I've ever been, was Roswell, New Mexico. It was just different. It was like being in a sauna. Like, dude, here it's like nasty and it's got gross humidity and all that kind of other stuff. That was like, it was just nasty, funky hot. So yeah, pin her down, started following you. I gotta look. But dude, I do want to go back. I might mess with this one day. So there's Casey. I'm trying to remember who the characters were. So that looks like, man, I mean, we're going to get lost in here. It's going to get crazy. So there was Krang. Mondo Gecko was like jumping across. I don't know who that is right there. That's somebody. Metalhead. Man, it would be fun. That would be a crazy one to do. That would be a crazy one to do. And I still need to get that. So like the sewer layer, there's like a top level that you can add on or whatever, and I still need to grab that. The street scene diorama. I was looking at it, but I'm thinking about doing that, but it's just cost benefit. It's like time. So like, what can I work on? What can I not work on? That's like a big factor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to go see what you had sent. Because that's the thing too, dude. Drawing takes time, and it's you know, you only have so much of that. Let's see. Oh, all right. I'm seeing Creepy Tat's posts as well. I'm seeing y'all's messages. Hold up, I'm gonna have to go back to that one. I can't see. I gotta look at that on my phone after the stream. All right, let's go back to this guy. See if we can get this pose down. So this is our Toxic Crusader piece. That once I'm done all these, once I'm done all the remarks and stuff like that, then I'm gonna start messing around with more stuff. Cause here's the thing too, dude. Like this is the stuff like this is your way out. You know, like ideally I'd like to get a farm and get out of here. Get out of the city. I'm opening the wrong book. But one of the things that was in the Ninja Turtle book, I told y'all the other day, is like I have all my chickens. Like my chickens are hidden throughout the book. See, there's a little barn in the background and stuff like that. And dude, I would do stuff like this and just like do farm stuff and draw. I would do that all day. That I'd be all friggin' in. So maybe I'll get to that at some point. And I just put blue on the background of this just to not kill my eyes. So I'm not like staring at... It's like staring into the sun. Alright, let's see. Where did we leave off? I want to go back to April. I can draw a turtle in my sleep. I want to get back to this. Because that's going to be trick. She's going to be the tricky one. Dude, I don't think he's home right now. We might actually get a weekend of no music. I'm praying to God. Dude, y'all, I've got like a crazy boomer neighbor. And like he just hates me and the elderly woman next door. Yeah, he's still not home. I can see my lawnmower in the front yard. I got a camera. And dude, every day he wakes up and plays country music that you can hear inside the house from like 8:20 until whenever. You don't know when it's gonna end. It's it's wild. So my buddy's making fun of me right now. And dude, you would be able to hear the music in here. You would hear the beat. So now what I do is I have little areas in the house. I've set up like I have lo-fi music playing in the backyard, or I'll have like film scores playing in here so I can like drown out the music and actually like try to get some work done. But man, you get a crazy old boomer on a mission, they'll never stop. They're like Terminators. They're like entitled Terminators. They don't listen to reason. They can't be reasoned with. I'm like Kyle Reese out here. Where's she at? Tech Noir. If anybody got that reference. That's a deep Terminator cut. What is Tech Noir? for Terminator. We're doing trivia. And I might be wrong. I'm almost positive I know the answer. You can't Google it. When you're drawing, just like in general, when you're doing any kind of art and stuff like that, especially like a complicated pose, you're always taught, this is for the students that are in, that may or may not be watching this somewhere. You got to draw through the character. So you want to understand anatomy, you want to understand how like these pieces work. And then you want to draw through the figure. Even if you're not going to see the parts, you want to draw through the figure so you're able to see like where it's landing. I'm using a Surface Pro 7 and this is Clip Studio. So I had a Surface Pro back in the day, loved it, drew most of my stuff on it, and I got a 7 probably around like that COVID time period. Okay, all right. There you go. And I love it, man. I got I think this is like a Renoir. I switched the stylus. I'd watched a video with this guy that did a bunch. And I like it, and I put a rubber tip on the end to give me a little bit of traction. Because, I mean, skin's probably a whole different ballgame. But the stylus that they give you, it's got like that, I don't know, dude. It's like a lot of times it's like a plastic tip on the edge of the pen. And those will... It's almost like ice skating on top of the screen, and so you're just sliding all over the friggin' place. Okay, it's like being in the ice rink. Right now I have a rubber tip on here, and sometimes I'll occasionally use like a felt tip, and that just gives you a little bit of drag, a little bit of traction, so you can stabilize a bit better. And yeah, for the most part, I pretty much live with the rubber tip. And that's kind of how I operate. And I've just adapted to it. As I'm doing all these remarks right now that everybody got, I am enjoying it because like I'm back to like more or less like paper. It's not exactly the same thing. It's kind of, I mean, it's paper. It's not like drawing paper. Like this is very glossy. This is incredibly glossy. Like, this is super, this was tricky. Like, I really had to work up that Rat King just to get it on there. There, we got all our marketing in view. So, yeah, I love my Surface, man. I don't know when or if I'll upgrade. I mean, I'm sure I will someday. People love the Cintiq. I've never used it. I don't know what would be like the bigger benefit. I don't know what I'd be getting. And also I like that it's an OS. So like I'm running Windows on here and everything like that. So I can switch off into tablet mode. Also think about like a spine is basically an S, Like that's how it's going to kind of come down. So whenever you're doing that, you're going to have it come down, it's going to curve, and then we're going to try to kind of like curve right into the cheesecake. So look, this is the turtle's easy. This is going to sell the piece or not sell the piece right here, straight up. How good April looks is going to be everything for this piece. Shredder's head back here, nobody gives a fuck. The turtle, you can draw it. We got a turtle down. We know how that's. If she doesn't work, it doesn't work. So she kind of is. She's going to be kind of like the bigger part of the picture. It'll just take a second. And there were these great there were these great. So back in the day, Wizard would do these drawing things. They would do these drawing lessons, like Drawing 101 and stuff like that. And they would get like famous artists to come in. And man, I used to study those. Basic Training, Brutes and Babes. Greg Capula's Crash Course is like law to me. And they would give you like little tips on anatomy and the human figure and the body and stuff like that. And it was dude, it was super interesting. And you could learn a lot from it. And again, she's also in like a big old baggy jumpsuit, so that's going to be its own kind of thing. So like in the baggy jumpsuit, I'm going to tighten it up. Like I would do that with the comics. I would kind of tighten it up and pick and choose where it would be baggy and not baggy. So like the waist, I'll keep it baggy. I'll probably have it baggy a little bit down here, like when we're kind of coming into the legs and towards the knees. But where you're going to see like actual like accentuate the body, I'm not going to have it as baggy there. I want you to see a little bit of the form. In the shoulders, I'll probably do a little bit like right there, like right here. I'll probably have it, a little bit baggier. So like kind of pick and choose. And then I want her to have like blowing, the hair in the wind kind of thing going on. Let's go. Let's drop this background. I mean, dude, that gives us a pretty clear look of her. Hold up. So now you can kind of like see the figure kind of floating around in space over here. So yeah, this is like a hybrid thing that I'm doing now. It's like one part Whatnot, sales stream. Do we even have stuff? All right. And then like, I don't know. I can't sit here and do the whole like yada yada, like I'm selling something nonstop, and I'm just kind of like, whatever, dude. I'll just come in and like work on stuff and do my normal stream, Twitch or whatever. Talk about the stuff I talk about. Kind of hang out. Talk about comics and movies and toys. Oh, dude, and that Ecto 1, that HasLab Ecto 1's about to come out too. So I'm excited about that. Because I have all the Ecto Glow figures, and I actually want to take some of my old Ghostbuster work and turn it into like Ecto Glow and stuff like that. Like do like variations of the covers. You need a hype man? Maybe I'll have Buck come and do it. Man, you've been quiet today. A rare quiet Travis stream. The 15-year-old girl was talking more than you. You're usually like bothering me the whole time. I guess she's got boots. Oh, and that's one other thing. We got the camera going on. So she had a camera. Dude, she had an awesome toy back in the day. Not trying to derail your stream like a real friend. Dude, go for it, man. I'm trying to like combine the streams. Eventually, I'd like to borderline move everything to Whatnot. Or maybe I'll just keep doing it like this. I don't know. I'm kind of testing the waters to see if it works. So I have like two chats going on at the same time kind of thing. But I'm liking Whatnot. So I don't know, we'll have to play it by ear. If I could get a combined chat going, that would be better. If I could get like a whole like everything on the same screen. Don't OSS them? What does that mean? What does that mean? Dude, is that like Zoomer talk? Is that like saying dead ass? Dude, is it, dude? So Travis Himmel, great artist, got a Kickstarter coming out very soon. Um, but he also thinks he's like a child. He's the kind of person that says like Gucci when something's cool. So that that's why I'm moving over to Whatnot. Like, I don't want to deal with these people anymore. I don't want to deal with my old friends from Twitch and YouTube. Like that's the crowd I was hanging out with. Oh, don't cross the stream. Dude, so back in the day, this is such like an 80s thing. Back in the day, the April O'Neil figure literally came with a friggin' like a Glock or something. It's so crazy. Where is it? She had a briefcase. Do y'all remember this? Like, it was like a briefcase that like had a hidden gun in it. Like, she just straight up had like a Luger or something. Oh man. Let's see. Dude, bro, such like such an 80s thing. Like, you can't even imagine. Like, look at April now, like all hip or whatever they're trying to do. And then our April literally has like a gun. Like, she's out there like shooting motherfuckers, dude. That's so crazy. Bruh. This is what I'm doing, dude. Hold up. This is what I'm doing for this one. And I wish they would never, ever, are you effing kidding me? I wish our girl Corpse was back here. This is the epitome of an 80s toy. It's just fucking April just blasting on people with like a Glock or something like that, dude. Just straight up shells and everything. There's shells coming out of the gun on the toy box. Wild, dude. That is the epitome of the 80s. Beautiful. So crazy, man. Straight up, dude. Love it. So, I think what I'm gonna do, and dude, I love that. I love that, like, as a kid, you could have a robot that turned into a gun. Absolutely. Dude, we were like feral children. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give her a gun to, like, reference that, but I think I'm gonna make it Megatron. Like, just as, like, a fun reference. So she's gonna have Megatron in her hands. So just like a subtle, like, 80s reference. We're gonna give her a Luger. We'll see what Megatron looks like. Dude, I forgot. That is so wild to me. We're worried about, like, cursing in front of kids, and we're just, like, getting, like, whatever. Megatron... Luger? Luger pistol? So you can still get a Megatron like this, but I think you have to go to, I think you have to get, like, the Takara version. I think you can still get, like, Tommy Takara. They'll still make him as a gun if you get a Japanese, like, bootleg, like a third party. But I had Perceptor in one episode. Yeah, there we go. This might be it. Oh, man, that's crazy. So he came with, like, a sword back in the day. That's wild. Alright, so I want to have that going on. So it's, like, kind of like a reference to the old toy, but it's also, like, kind of like, I don't know. I feel like she should have a Transformer. Originally, I was going to have a camera in her hand. We'll see. Megatron will be the placeholder. Wouldn't it be crazy if he was, like, a play-by-play and he was turning into Megatron in the background? Like, retransforming into robot mode? All right. So we're getting a little bit closer. Let's get April's face. Let's try that out. So this is something else I would do for all these. I don't know if you knew this, Travis. I would make like little reference pages, for TMNT. So April would be one of those. Let's just look up April. Well, here's like a Bebop and Rocksteady, for example. So I would go find like the images of these characters that I thought were like the most what I want them to look like. You know what I mean? Like the most iconic versions of those characters, and then I would do reference sheets for them. Let's see. And then I would even like reverse it too. Man, I had so many different crazy references and stuff. This was the big one. This is like my iconic April. I would use this all the time. I have Pinterest folders as well going on. I do have Pinterest folders. But that might be for more, like, I just need something open on the deck. Like, this is how I'd go with April. Like, so, and then we got, it's just to get the right proportions and stuff that I start a new layer. Alright, hold up. And then with her, it's like the eyes are really tricky as well. So you got to get them like, and Nickelodeon would get on me about this. You got to have those like olive, what did they used to say? Like acorn eyes or almond eyes. Because I would start doing these little like Orphan Annie eyes. Like that's like my default. I would give every character little Orphan Annie eyes if I could. I do not know why. And so if I do a scene where a character is like pulled back, so let's say you're not getting like a close-up headshot and maybe like it's an action scene and it's gonna be smaller on the page, then dude, I'm definitely going little Orphan Annie eyes. Like there's like a point in perspective where in my mind all of a sudden they have just nothing but white dots as eyes. Like it's gonna get more cartoony as we move away from the viewer. Just my personal opinion. Not a recommendation. Dude, that's like the beginning of G.I. Joe. You actually see shells getting... I think it's General Hawk? Is that who it is? Like in the beginning of G.I. Joe, the movie? You never see. It's always lasers. And then for whatever reason, they snuck it in there. And he's just blasting a machine gun. And you just see shells like going all over the place. It's wild. It looks like Rambo or something. It looks like Rambo in the movie Rambo on the Gatling gun when he's just like... Or like Topper Harley in Hot Shots Part 2 where like the body count just keeps rising. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm gonna hit it, but like, dude, she is the Cell. If she doesn't, if you don't believe her, if you don't, the little girl is the Cell in this book. Like if the damsel, if you don't buy into her, I guess the monster can be sometimes too, but like the man, they have to be the Cell. And also, April's weird because her lips are painted on. So it's really just going to be a line, but I'm going to go ahead and put the lips in here. May remove them later, but we'll see. But one of the things that would always come in with when you were drawing men and women in those old wizard magazines and stuff like that is that women are a circle and men are a square. So, like, you want to be soft on those lines. It's not the same thing. If I go jagged on these lines, it's not, you know. You want to give her... Sometimes, I mean, some people can get away with that. Sometimes it can look cool. But you want to keep everything curved. You want to stay away from any kind of jagged line here. And on the stream, we used to look at a lot of, like, Hanna-Barbera and stuff like that. I thought Hanna-Barbera did a great job in those, like, 70s era cartoons. I thought they were just phenomenal. She is a redhead. I don't know why they never gave her freckles. I think the 2012 show might have. Nickelodeon sounds like they're a pain in the ass. They're I'm trying to think. Dude, you have all kinds of different people. So there's a guy that they have over there that's like really cool, very knowledgeable, but he only has so much that he can do. You know what I mean? Like and dude, you're dealing with like corporate world and stuff like that as well, where nobody's gonna lose their job for you. You know what I mean? Or that, you know, nobody's trying to like rock the boat, and I don't know how some of these people even got there and stuff like that. IDW, I've had amazing editors, and then I've had like goofballs. I've had a bunch of goons, and it's just one of them things. And I'm very passionate about this stuff, and I feel like I have a very good understanding of the characters and the fan base, and well, I know, and it's not even that tricky. Because I'm just doing what I want to see. I'm just drawing what I want to draw. And 99% of the time, that usually is going to align with what... Because I am a Turtle fan. So I'm just doing what I want to see. And after, you know, a lifetime of drawing, I'm hopefully getting close to where I can almost get that vision on the page. And this goes back to really, now we're kind of like bookending everything. This goes back to the beginning where it's like, dude, just let me cook. Like, just let me go, man. And you have people that have to validate why they have a job. And so they want to infer and they want to put on their stamp on things instead of letting the creatives create. And that's what you run a lot. That's what you run into more than anything. And it's not just comics, it's toy boxes, it's everything. And so it can be very frustrating when you feel like you have that, you know what needs to be done, and then you're kind of like the Pizza Monster thing. Like, we're really fighting over this? We're really fighting over Pizza Monsters? Like, that's a thing? That this is a thing? That Nickelodeon, like, who cares? It's just weird. So, I don't know, man. It was very much seeing, like, behind the curtain kind of moment. It was seeing Oz behind the curtain. I've told this story on the other stream as well. Alex Toth worked on a bunch of the shows for anime. Did not know that, but believe it. It makes a lot of sense. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that. I wasn't an Alex Toth fan until, like, you started pointing him out, and now I'm more into him. This is like a bigger thing, and I wish we had our younger person back in here. Dude, I had like imposter syndrome for a good chunk of time. Not that I didn't like believe in myself or didn't know that I could do like these certain things, but I hadn't done it yet. And what happens is when you start to do it, probably like you, maybe you do like a hardcore tattoo or you do something like you do something difficult. Okay, well now I know I can do this, and you're not in that same place the next time you go back into it, and you can only gain that by experience. You have to do the thing to get the power. And in that process, I always thought that the people behind the scenes were more knowledgeable or more qualified than what they ended up being. And that was like a rude awakening for me in entertainment in general. That was really something to like kind of like oh wow, like this is who does this or this is who does that, and that they don't really know what they're doing a lot of times, or like there's no way they could know what they're doing because they're like 23. You know, like how are they even here? And man, it's just wild. It's a wild. Now, I'm not saying that's not everybody. Some people clearly do, but man, there's a lot that don't. And I guess I don't know. I guess they bullshit their way to the spot. I have no clue, but it always blows my mind. I think I'm gonna start giving April freckles. Does that answer the question? But it is interesting to see. And then there's some people, dude. There's some people. There, one of my good buddies that worked for it, dude. He just knows. I mean, just worked his way up from like the bottom, and he knows a lot of stuff, and he still will take the time to like give me information and tell me stuff. So it depends. But as far as like Nickelodeon themselves, there are weird rules that just seemed when I started doing Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, I assumed that we had the entire toy box to play with. Because with Ghostbusters we did, for the most part. Anything that was obviously not Filmation Ghostbusters, but anything under that Ghostbusters umbrella, dude, we had carte blanche. We could do whatever we wanted. Ninja Turtles was not like that, and it was very chopped up and organized in a way that like you can't. This incarnation of Turtles you don't mix with this incarnation. And I don't know if that was a personal preference by people. All right, we'll do. Or if it was something else. So I don't know. I love drawing April O'Neil. This version of April O'Neil. Because if you get it right, man, it hits. Like she's great. Actually, I don't think you would even see that. I'm removing that. That's too far over. I was looking at her collar and I was debating if you're not gonna see it. It's not gonna turn that far over. It's gonna stop. Like if you're turned this way, it's gonna be way over here. It's gonna be way off camera. Let's get another April reference. And dude, these are all the real references I would use during the any Ninja Turtle work I did. This is a great model sheet. Not her face. Her face looks, you know, it's kind of whatever. But this is a great model sheet for like just the design of the sweatsuit and everything. And just some of the details that are in the back. Like I bet you never knew any of this was here. Whatever's going on, like I don't know. It looks, I guess like camera film roll from the 80s or whatever. Like so she has like a utility belt almost going on. I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's a Dragon Zord. Okay. I was like, what is that photo? And this will probably, her shoulder might come up a little above her chin. And I'll probably do that for depth as well. You know? Alright, let's see how this outfit works. This crazy jumpsuit. But these are actually the fun details, you know what I mean? Like this little weird whatever it is back here. I would assume it's some sort of like camera equipment, some kind of film item or something. All right. Let's get some pockets on here. Because this isn't the outfit I'm going to have her in. I'm going to have her in, this is like a Toxic Crusaders mashup. So it's going to change. I might have her in a skirt. But that might be tricky because of the pose. So we'll see. Alright. I'm gonna roll out. It's about that time. It's almost 5. But dude, I appreciate y'all popping in and everything. And I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning. Again, like I think Kevin Eastman is around. Tomorrow at I gotta check. I don't want to stream at the same time as him, but I'm thinking about doing a daytime stream. And also I'm trying to figure out like what the best time to do this is and stuff, you know? I might mix it up. I haven't decided yet. I gotta figure it out. And definitely got to get into, you know, what's like prime time, you know, like it might not be right now. You might not get like the random people popping in and stuff like that. So it's something to work on. This looks sick, dude. I got to run. Yeah, brother. Same here. But yeah, dude, I will talk to y'all later, bro. Creepy Tat, dude. It's good meeting you. Tagging and bagging. It's coming. Yours are basically almost in the mail. I'm going to save this for later, but these are heading out. So we got it within that 1 week time period, that turnaround. Now I got to hit up everybody else's. But thank y'all again, man. I'm out here.